record this. Okay. Recording. Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. We have almost 300 people have registered for this webinar, which is truly, truly amazing. It really is. So I'm so happy that you could make it tonight. Very, very excited about the direction that Fitness Pilates is taking going forward in the last quarter of 2017 and 2018. Next year, we've got lots and lots of exciting plans, really, because my whole aim of Fitness Pilates is to help you become a specialist and expert. I truly believe I've been in the industry now sort of 30 years, a long time, long time. And I do believe that the Fitness Pilates instructor is going to evolve into more of a health coach. I really do. I think looking at nutrition, looking at lifestyle, looking at stress, the whole package, so that we can really bridge the gap for our clients that have had back problems, maybe they've had structural problems or injuries, and then they start to come back into fitness, and this, your Fitness Pilates class, would be their first stepping stone. So I'm really keen to, Kelly and I keep creating more and more of these qualifications. So actually these are all going to build up into modules. So we have a module, which is the Fitness Pilates for back pain. And that's a really comprehensive module that actually shows you exactly what to teach, how to teach, what exercises to teach, going from week 1 all the way to week 6. You know, it's a really comprehensive program. Last week I talked about Fitness Pilates in pregnancy, which again I think is it's just a huge gap in the market. So we've created a module for that. We've also done the Fitness Pilates for orthopedic conditions. So these are all building up now into what I see is going to be the Fitness Pilates coach, really, of the future. And that's kind of the health coach. So I feel that that's the future. Not only will we just delivering the actual exercise class, but we are linking now between nutrition, inflammation, stress reduction, incorporating meditation, brain fit, that kind of thing. So you become a real holistic coach. And that's really where I want to take Fitness Pilates in the future. I discussed this quite a lot last week on the webinar, you know, to say that when people come to us with orthopedic conditions, with back problems, back pain, inflammation, often that can be attributed to poor nutrition and poor lifestyle. We know that eating certain foods, so foods like wheat, gluten, dairy, sugar, these all have a massive, massive connection with inflammation in the body, which then turns and manifests into all kinds of health niggles. So, you know, not only your migraine, your IBS, your painful periods, problems with menopause, you know, digestive problems, skin problems, you know, all these things that many, many women are dealing with on a regular basis. But, you know, the knee pain, the back pain, the non-specific joint pain, the arthritis, often can have a massive root in nutrition. And I really feel that when people take that on board, you know, when they look at their nutrition and their lifestyle and they take out foods that are causing them inflammation, they start to repair the gut, they look at the hormones, then often these health niggles, back pain and orthopedic conditions start to disappear. The same with stress. We're seeing an absolute avalanche of women that are so now affected by stress. So anxiety, panic attacks, you know, all these things that we're seeing. More and more women are being prescribed antidepressants. And then that leads us down a whole different path, you know. And again, we don't really know the side effects. These are relatively new drugs, new medications. We know that they are having a massive impact on the gut microbiome. They often having a massive impact on brain chemistry, on hormonal balance. You know, it's all part of the jigsaw. And as I do keep saying, I do feel that this movement, you know, so we almost are bridging the gap between, you know, the health service, the NHS, which it's quite clear the NHS really can't go on as it is. The money and the funding is running out. And it is very clear that, you know, there's a massive opportunity for fitness professionals who want to bridge that gap and want to go into a more holistic approach there's some big opportunities going forward. So do let me know what you think. I'm just looking down at those questions. And if you are interested in pursuing this kind of fitness Pilates health coach road, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of that. So at the moment, we've got these different modules that you can pick and choose. But going forward, there will be a full health coach qualification and certification if you want to take it down that route. I mean, most of you who are teaching fitness Pilates can see that this clientele is really not being catered for in the fitness industry. There's a massive, again, keep saying it's a massive opportunity to create this holistic coach. And I want to be at the forefront of that. So you guys who are on the front line teaching are armed with all this information. So you've got the best information on stress. You know the effects that hormonal imbalance is having on health niggles. You understand the inflammation impact and how that's impacting people that are coming to your fitness Pilates classes. I think it's really, really exciting times. And with the advent of social media and digital webinars like this, back in the day, if you wanted to speak to me or get my workshops, we would have to go to a workshop. We have to sit in a freezing cold studio, and have to deliver the information to you this way. Now, I'm sitting here in my slippers. I think it was Kelly said she's sitting there with her G&T, and you can take this information on board. And I know, because most of you are probably like me, you can go on all these courses, but you only really start to learn when you actually start to teach, which is why I love this modular approach, this webinar style approach. So here's some information, take it. No, you won't have to do that. You can take it, you can run with it, practice it. So, we're going to talk about back care tonight. So I'm going to give you lots of little nuggets and ideas. You like it, maybe you sign up to do the back care certification. You do the back care, you start running a back care class, you really like it. Then you start to move on to the pregnancy. Again, give you some information, you run with it, moving forward. Well, the modules we do, yeah, absolutely. Once you've done the modules, you've done the modules, So this is all kind of coming together under one big framework, because I really do feel, looking at the fitness industry, looking at the market, that the specialists, the experts are going to be the survivors, So, and you guys know, there's so many brands coming onto the market, and I don't just mean, within the wellness sphere. So many new crazes, new fitness trends, there's something coming up all the time. And you're not just competing now with, the class down the road. You're competing with the budget chains, the local leisure centre, the boutique studio that opens up, body coach online, 100 different programs online. There's so much choice now. So you positioning yourself as a health coach, a fitness Pilates health coach and an expert is the way forward. Most people are now looking for experts. They might be members of multiple clubs, they might still be a member of the local leisure centre, but they come to you for your specialist information. And I really do think that if you position yourself as a specialist, as an expert, that can show people that you can help them with their pain, you can help them become more mobile, you can help them become pain-free, stronger, fitter, have better clarity mentally, improving their stress reduction, give them healthy alternatives, nutrition-wise, you are going to be flying, absolutely flying. I think it's very, very exciting times. And I think we're just on the beginning of this with your Pilates. So especially you guys that are teaching regular Pilates classes, there's a lot of scope now to micro niche. Again, I talked about this a lot last week. So you have your general fitness Pilates class, and then you might have, some specialist back care classes. Then you might have some specialist fitness Pilates for pregnancy, postnatal. You can keep going on. There's so much to go at. Just think of all those little demographics, fitness Pilates post-menopause, fitness Pilates for older adults, fitness Pilates, it can just go on and on and on. And we really want to build these modules so you are completely armed with everything that you need. But there's never been anything that's more needed locally in the communities than a specific Pilates for back pain. All the stats, thousands of people, millions of days, millions of pounds are lost every day, with back pain and back care. And we really we need to just know our boundaries with this. We are creating a program that for somebody that's been signed off, that's perhaps been to physio and they're ready to start into a more of a mainstream group class, this is where you guys pick up the mantle. This is where us as fitness professionals, as fitness Pilates professionals, start to pick things up. And there's a huge, if you can help somebody manage pain, my goodness, it's life changing, life transformational for so many people. And it's never been a better time because you have the internet. You've now got social media, you've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram that you can utilize. You can position yourself. You can have your clients talk about you on camera. You can do demonstrations. You can do video. You can do live. It's very simple now to reach so many people in your area and be streets and streets ahead of the competition. And of course, then charge accordingly. You are seen as a premium product. So you as a fitness Pilates health coach, it's very much premium, and then you can charge accordingly. So it's very interesting times. Do let me know of your thoughts as we're going through. So as I've said, this health coach fitness Pilates back care specialist, it's bridging the gap between the NHS and fitness, and it's kind of that step forward. So many people go to pain clinic, they get so many referrals, or they get so many sessions with a physio or at the hospital, and then obviously they're left to really go where they want and do what they want. So this is where you can pick it up, especially your specialist back care classes. And as I've just said, the NHS just really can't continue as it is. So again, it's a great time now to really position yourself and go for it. Position yourself as an expert and a specialist. Okay, one thing I definitely would do as well is reach out to your local professionals. Find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook, go and say hello to your osteopath, find out what your physio is doing, your chiropractor, reach out to them, tell them that you're teaching fitness Pilates, tell them what it is, what you do, what you cover, share. There are more than enough people for everybody to go round. I highly recommend that you reach out. So you've almost got a squad. You've got a squad of local professionals that you can all bounce clients backwards and forwards. If someone comes to you, and that you feel that they are out of your scope of practice, then you can refer them on to your physio or your chiro, your osteo. Find out exactly what your local professionals do. And again, most of them won't be doing groups. They'll be doing one-to-one. So when they've perhaps finished with a client they've been working with them one-to-one, they know what you're doing. You can give them an overview of your specialist back strengthening session or course, and you can ping pong clients backwards and forwards. Back in the day, you would have to ring people up and go round, but you just find them on Twitter. Find them all on Twitter, find them on Facebook, and send them a message. Tell them what you're up to, say hello, network. Why don't you possibly, if there's quite a few in your area, arrange a little meetup where you all have a chat. There's, so much to go at, really, really is. And it is very exciting time. You don't even have to go out the door. You can, just checking I'm recording this. You can just, find these people on Twitter and Facebook and send them a message and just start to network from the comfort and the privacy of your own home on your iPhone. It's exciting time, really, really is. Okay, moving on. As you do, guys, coming in, quite a few of you now coming in. So do let me know if you've got any questions as we go. I'm just kind of looking down the list, seeing how everyone is. Hi, Nesta. Hi, Pamela. Sally said, oh gosh, loads of people in. Good to know. Have a look. Kirsty, hello. Nina, Nesta, Louise. Oh, loads of people. Great stuff. So please do keep commenting because I'd love to get it's great to get your feedback as I go through. And if you agree on this specialist angle, since Kelly and I wrote this module, this back care module, the guys that have taken it and run with it are doing phenomenally well. They really are. Because again, they're seen as specialists, they're seen as an expert. We give you all the nuts and bolts of exactly what to put in each session, how it should look, what the exercises are like, modifications, and boom, away you go. So yeah, interesting time. Kirsty, love this, and it is the way forward. Yes, Pam, great to have you on. Oh, I love it when everyone comes out. I really think be a professional and, be confident, you guys. Be confident as professionals. Very, very confident. Make sure that your self-esteem and your self-confidence, your stuff. You're out there every single blooming week, helping people, nurturing people, and giving them confidence. And don't underestimate the power of what you do. Oh, definitely don't and don't sell yourself short. Reach out to the other professionals. You've as much right to be there as anyone else. Pilates is a real recognized program these days. And I think it's really, really helpful that you do, you create a squad around you of other like-minded professionals, massage therapists, aromatherapists. Have you got, it would be great if you've got a reflexologist in your area. Get this team together. And again, there's no end to what you could do. If you have a little team, you could then put an event on, a wellness event where you all did, you could do a talk, you could do a class, you could have your wellness professionals there as well, giving out cards. So again, you stake your claim, you put your stake in the ground and people see you as a professional, and an expert. So don't ever kind of lose sight of that. So cool. Good. We're all on the same page. Okay, so we just wanted to have a quick look at the anatomy of the spine, really, really quick. So you guys, know that the vertebral column is made up of 33 vertebrae, 24 are movable, and it is divided up into regions with 7 vertebrae in the cervical spine, 12 in the thoracic, and 5 in the lumbar spine. And below this are the 5 fused vertebrae that form the sacrum and 4 fused vertebrae that forms the coccyx. So we're all kind of there. The vertebrae increase in size from the cervical region right down to the lumbar region. And obviously this is because greater loads are supported by the lower back. So you guys all kind of know that. And I did a little diagram there so you can see how the tiny vertebrae there, they get bigger in the thoracic and then they get much bigger as they get towards the lumbar spine. So kind of we're all there. Again, we talked about this a lot last week, which is the back pain. So you've got 3 categories. You've got your non-specific back pain, your niggles, back pain from period pain, just aches and pains, inflammation. Then you've got your nerve root pain, which is suggestive of nerve root compression. Again, in this case, there's no need for specialist referral if symptoms are resolving in the first 4 weeks. And then you've got specific diagnosed back pain. This could be more serious. And again, this is where back pain and back problems are. There's no black and white. It's always going to be grey. Every individual has a different pain threshold. It's going to feel things slightly differently. Everyone's going to be really, really unique. So it's about you becoming a kind of a postural, postural detective, really. 3 phases of non-specific pain. And again, I talked about this quite a lot last week, so I'm not going to keep going on about it. So again, phase 1 involves learning voluntary control of the deep stabilizers. For example, being able to engage the core muscles in static position. So really, really simple. So while you guys are all sitting listening to me now, again, you get all the musculature of the core. So everything from pelvic floor, transverse abdominals, just put a little bit of a connection there. Yeah, so you feel that stiffening of the spine. You feel all the muscles kind of coming together and doing that in as many different positions as possible. So standing, kneeling, on 4s, prone, side lying, and try and maintain that little bit of tension, while breathing. So that would be your very phase one, your very basic form almost of core stability. Then you've got phase two, where this involves keeping the pelvis and the lower back stable while you start to move the limbs. So keeping the lower back and the pelvis stable by, again, just increasing that contraction of those deep stabilizer muscles, and then basically moving your arms and your legs. So whether it's standing, lifting your knees, and then taking them out to the side, and then taking them back, or circling. So you've got a little bit of pelvic movement, pelvic tilting in all three planes. And again, when you're moving your arms are driving your ribs. So you get in the thoracic area to start to move. Again, if you move your arms up and down in the sagittal plane, and then you've got them side to side in the frontal plane. And of course, you've got rotation. So that's driving the thoracic area and then into the cervical area. So again, while your limbs are moving, you're applying those deep stabilizer muscles. So that kind of is phase two and how you develop it. And then phase three is giving much more functional movement patterns, such as lifting and bending. And this is where I've always sort of been a little bit different to the rest of the Pilates world, as it were. If you guys have been following me for many years, you'll know that I embrace functional training from the Gray Institute. I did the Gray Institute qualification, 10 years ago? I don't know, maybe 9, 8. And then I did the faster functional movement and functional therapy qualification. And I immediately applied that to fitness Pilates. So taking floor-based traditional Pilates and moving it into a standing position. And again, now, everyone's doing it and it's very normal. But, if someone has got a back problem or back pain, there are two ways you can go at it. You can go at it from more of a functional position, so standing or kneeling or walking or moving or squatting. So you're actually mobilizing the spine in standing. And again, in all three planes. Because if you go back to the original Pilates exercises, most of them, nearly all of them, are floor-based. A lot of them are done in sagittal plane, which is basically just forward and back, flexion and extension, a lot of the original ones. There's not so many that have got rotation, and there's not as many that actually move in the frontal plane. So now going forward, look at the lifestyle of people now, even more than when you guys started teaching Pilates, probably back in the day. Everyone is even more in a forward flex position. Everyone's hunched over phones. They're constantly in their car. Everyone's walking around with their head down. This forward pronounced flexed position is just more than it ever has been. It really is. So then if somebody has been, walking around looking at the phone, they're sitting at a computer all day, they drive to your class, and then we give them traditional Pilates exercises, which again, a lot of them are in that forward flex position. It's just, again, increasing that forward flexion. And it's not just, the best thing to do with that is not just to go into extension. We need to explore the other planes very much, and especially rotation. When people have back pain, back problems, and when they do injure their back, it's often in rotation. People injure themselves when they reach behind them. They're trying to look at their child in the back car seat. They're gardening. They're reaching to change a light bulb, whatever. All extension and all rotation. So again, it's important that we put these movement patterns, these functional movement patterns, we put them into even our back care classes very simply. So phase one, we teach people how to use the deep stabilizers. Phase two, we teach them to use the deep stabilizers and start to move the limbs. Stage three, we start to increase it with more functional movement patterns, such as squatting, lifting, bending, and walking. Does that all make sense with everybody? You're all on my wavelength. So I'm giving you exercises and techniques today that are suitable for people with a wide range of back issue and postural issues, because again, everyone is going to be so unique. Cool. Is that helpful? Let me see. Any questions? I'm just looking down my list. Let me see what you think. I don't know what, yay. Is that helpful? Okay, cool. Any questions? I don't know if there's a bit of a time lag on there, so please do let me know. Okay, we've talked about that. Great to break it down. Yeah, just really simple. This is what I want the development series to be, Pam. I mean, I know most of you on this call are, seasoned fitness Pilates practitioners. It's sometimes nice to just have a little bit of a recap and, think it through again. So when you get your new people in September, you can explain to them and you can, just break it down to them what you're doing and why. Okay. I'm going to move on through that. Okay, so why do people get back pain and how, back injuries? Obviously, a lot of it is age-related, degeneration. Huge amount is inflammation. And a lot of inflammation is down to medication. Whenever I do any kind of nutritional talk, you tend to find that most women, 40 plus are on not just one drug or medication, but possibly 3, 4. We're dealing with a culture now where everybody, it's the norm to be on medication. A lot of women are on HRT, antidepressants. They might be on, if they've had a back problem, they might be on painkillers. The list goes on, and it's just completely normal. People just, I'm on this, thyroxine, HRT, blah, blah, blah. And just people just rattle off the list of meds that they're on. Now, that's all well and good, but what is the long term? It might be helping one problem, but what's it doing on the other hand? And it might be causing problems in the gut. Again, it might be causing autoimmune. It might be causing brain fog, inflammation. If there's anything going on in the gut, that is going to be causing inflammation in different parts of the body. It's really interesting. I find this so fascinating. Stress, again, is massive. These are all contributing to back pain, back problems, back issues, arthritis, joint-related problems. And so that's really difficult. Someone's on a lot of medication and they're not eating a particularly, or what they might think that they're eating a really healthy diet, but it might still be very high. They might still be having sugar, alcohol, gluten, dairy, wheat. We know these cause inflammation within the body. And then they're on medication that's causing inflammation as well. It can come, it comes quite difficult. Coming to your one Pilates class a week is probably not going to make that much difference. But I do think it makes a lot of difference mentally. People with back pain and back problems come to class very nervous, very scared. You see the stiffness, the tension. Actually, when you as a coach help them and nurture them, give them self-confidence, it's amazing what people can do. It really is, just by coaching them in the right way. You've all seen that a million times, and someone comes in with a whole catalogue of this, you just talking them through, being nurturing, helping them, giving them alternatives. At the end of the class, they're walking after one class, 6 foot tall because, they feel their self-esteem is improved. They can do things that they thought they couldn't do. And that's very much self-confidence and you as a coach really helping them. Posture, lifestyle issues we've talked about, more than ever, we are seeing that round shoulder, chin jutting forward, very forward flex. And of course, who else are we seeing this massively? Not just, 35, 40 plus. We're seeing that with our kids and our teens who are constantly huddled over laptops, iPads, tablets, phones, and computers. So we're just seeing this huge opportunity of helping people with their posture and their back pain, because this is only going to get worse. As our teens get bigger and older, they're all growing up, so many of them with this very round-shouldered posture because of lifestyle more than anything before. So again, you guys are never going to be out of work. You're never going to be out of work. This is only going to grow. Again, excessive body weight. This has a massive impact on back pain, people that are overweight. And the big one is the weak glutes. We're going to look at ideas that, can really help you strengthen your glutes and your clients' glutes very, very simply, because that's key. So whatever's going on in the back, generally, postural enhancing exercises for the cervical spine, lots of shoulder blade retraction, lots of back extension, and then doing a lot of work on the glutes. Back in the day, we would focus tremendously on contracting the core, through the X. But now, just as much, focus on contracting the glutes. So whenever you've got anybody in the standing position, switch those glutes on. Remind them, get the glutes to fire. And again, when you are taking your knee, you're moving your femur in all three planes, so forward and back, side to side, hip extension, circle. When you're squatting, make sure that the top of the pelvis is tilted forward and you feel the glutes really work. Every single movement that you do, cue the glutes, cue them to get in there, get the glutes to fire. Because predominantly for people that are coming to fitness Pilates, they're going to have glutes that are quite weak, that might be lengthened, they're not particularly strong. So they aren't supporting the pelvis, they aren't supporting the lumbopelvic area particularly well. So that's key. Strengthen those glutes. Look at what's happening at the upper back, what's happening with the posterior delts, medial delts, what's happening around the trapezius. These are all very easy remedial exercises that you can put in right at the beginning and keep putting them in, reinforcing them throughout the class. Okay. We can all do postural assessments. That's fantastic. But, even more so, I think just watching people walk in. How do they walk in? How do they sit? How do they squat? Can you notice where the tension is? Notice the head position, the shoulders, the general demeanor. You become, as I say, the postural detective. Notice where they're tense, notice where they're stiff. Is it hamstrings? Is it lower back? Are they stiff because of lack of mobility, because they're not doing anything? Do they need general mobilization through the spine? Or are they hypermobile in some areas and very stiff in others? Really start to look at how people walk, step, how they reach, put their mat down, how they talk to you. Look at the spine, look at the shoulders, symmetry. Have they got one shoulder bigger than the other, lower, more muscle? Are they pushing into one hip? Find out what they do for a living. Do they lie on their feet? And again, really go back to basics. Have a session on postural exercises, so 5-10 minutes at the beginning, get everybody to find the optimum posture and then get them to drop back down into the posture that they are normally walking around in. And so they've got a benchmark. They know what is optimum, so they can keep reinforcing that. When they remember, go into that optimum posture, and just, again, the more they do it, the better they're going to get, with it. So very much, again, it's about awareness. It really, really is. Okay, during the warm-up, identify what is happening with the feet. I'm a massive fan of, working obviously barefoot and working initially with a tennis ball. So you have a tennis ball under your feet. If you've been to some of my tennis ball workshops, you'll know I really get the bottom of the foot coming alive. So you stimulate the bottom of the foot. You get the mid-tarsal joint to bend, the joint just underneath the big toe. You get the ball rolling forward and back, side to side, circle it around. So all those, in reflexology, all those corresponding areas are all firing up and lighting up. You'd be amazed how, just by taking 5 or 10 minutes at the beginning in your warm-up, just with a tennis ball or a prickly ball or a spiky ball, to just really get that sensation going under the foot. And that's going to really help the whole kinetic chain, all the fascia that starts from underneath the bottom of the foot all the way up to the skull, all the fascia, everything that's connected, all the muscles that are connected. By igniting the foot, warming up the foot, you're going to really help somebody be more mobile. So even before you start doing roll downs and roll backs and rotations and everything else you do in your back care, get some tennis balls and really get people rolling them under the feet. And then just try it. You'll be amazed. When you do one foot, free them off, do some squatting, free off the other foot, do some squatting. And then also raise the heels. So you've got your tiptoes on the floor, you've got the heels on their ball, under the ball, then you've got a completely different position of your pelvis. If you squat with the heels raised, the pelvis is in a different position and you're going to hit the glutes so much more effectively. If you do any of my Facebook Lives, I've been trying to get everybody this week to raise their heels on a block or a ball or a plate and then do your squatting. It just, again, it's just like magic. You know, the load hits the glute. You don't have as much impact on the knee. It becomes really effective. The same with deadlifts. Lift your heel and then just do your gentle deadlift. You don't even have to do it with weight. You know, just do it by contracting the core, reaching down. And again, that's going to help the hamstrings and the glutes. Again, exciting times, you know, just by rolling the ball for all postural types under the foot is going to really help. Would you advise foot mobilization with spiky balls in pregnancy? Thank you very much, but I wasn't sure. I would, yeah, I would actually. Yeah, I would. I think that could be really helpful in pregnancy. Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You don't have to do it for very long, but again, very much key because of the weight bearing and the weight shift in pregnancy, Pam, definitely. Oh, I love these questions. I love thinking things through. Good work. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. But if anyone's not comfortable, you know, obviously not, but great. 100%. Again, here we've said general strengthening work for all postural types. I wanted to give you a general overview for back care and back problems. So again, focus on glutes. Think about glutes all the time, whether you're standing, whether you're kneeling, whether you're prone, side lying, get those glutes involved, you know. We've talked about the squats. Again, raise heels so you are making sure that you are getting into the glutes, and then change the foot position. This is, we see this time and time again, people just squatting up and down in the same position. Think function. In life, sometimes you'll be squatting with your legs wider, sometimes narrower. You've got a staggered position, internal rotation with the feet, external rotation with the foot. There's like 32 different foot positions that you could do with a squat. Again, what we don't want to keep doing is strengthening where our clients are already strong. We want to work on the weaker areas, the weaker planes, the weaker dimensions, so that we are building overall strength and health within that client. So again, squatting in the same position is not really going to do anybody that many favors. But squatting with different leg positions is going to be challenging. You're going to be hitting the glutes at different angles, hitting the quads at different angles. Boom, you're going to get amazing results so much faster. Makes sense. Okay, functional movement and why 3D training? Because even if someone's got a back problem or back pain, they're possibly only going to have it in one plane. So for example, if you've got a lower back ache, pain, non-specific, and when you do any kind of roll downs or forward flex, it's painful. Okay, so let's think about moving the spine in the other two planes. So taking your arms in the air and do lateral movement. Okay, so you've not got that forward flex, you've not got that weight bearing, but we're working on the lateral flexion. And then bring your hands to the center and do some rotation. So you've got some transverse plane. Work on those two planes along with, you know, phase one of our deep stabilizer work. And slowly, week on week, you're going to see the plane that's injured or damaged is going to start to strengthen because you're strengthening the other two planes. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Hope you're with me on that. Why functional? You know, because in real life, you know, we all don't, before we move, we don't think, right, stop, contract, pull up your pelvic floor, pull in your abs, move. We do everything, you know, unconsciously. And functional movement is designed to strengthen us in function, you know, the movements that we do every single day. Okay. Oh, I'm rattling tonight, aren't I? I really am. Again, I'm a huge fan of multi-plane lunges. So again, using your femur. So your femur, every time your femur moves, that causes your pelvis to move forward or back. So if your femur moves in a sagittal plane, forward and back, your pelvis moves forward and back. If you take your leg out to the side, you get some lateral movement. If you take the leg back into a transverse position, you get a little bit of rotation. So it's important to use your femur to drive the pelvis, which in turn drives all that lumbopelvic area, okay, into 3 different planes. So you might lunge forward, lunge to the side, lunge to the back corner, lunge posteriorly. You know, it doesn't have to be a massive step, a massive lunge, just a little step, and that will help really work the lower back. You're working the lower abs. So again, it's giving us mobility, it's providing you with strength, and it's a fabulous way to strengthen the whole of the spine and the muscles around the spine and the lumbopelvic area in a standing functional position. Exciting. And of course, if we go down onto the floor, your bridge work. So doing lots of bridge work to strengthen the glutes, but again, just being aware that you're not locking or tightening out the hamstrings. So again, change the glute position, change your feet position again. So sometimes you have the feet wider, sometimes narrow. You know, try it with a band. So you've got the band around your thighs when you're doing your bridges. You know, change the tempo, change the speed, change the range. You know, there's so much you can do with the bridge work that, again, makes it more effective as you go through. Again, functional back training. So again, starting from function. Again, we've talked about it. And this is why often if you go to a fitness Pilates class or you go to my fitness, it doesn't necessarily look like a traditional Pilates class because we're doing a lot of work standing and a lot of work kneeling, a lot of work seated before we actually go down onto the ground, so that we are making sure that the spine is strengthened in that standing position for function. Guys, does that all make sense? And if you've got any questions, oh, there's my little thing. Let me know if this is useful, if it's motivating. Please do give me a yay or a nay. Yay! Thanks, Pam. I feel like I'm just talking to you. Nobody else is speaking back to me. Oh, what we got? Okay. So you understand about the missing planes when somebody's got back pain. Yeah, you said Petra, cool. So again, strengthen the other 2 planes is important. When you understand function, it just opens up a whole multitude of exercises for you. It's all good. Oh, good. Thanks, Nesta. Appreciate that. It really does. So every, if you think of a traditional Pilates exercise, now think about that. Can you do that in the sagittal plane? Can you do it in the frontal plane? Can you do it in the transverse plane? You know, how can you tweak it all the time? So you are not just, again, keep taking the client in the same position time and time again. Okay, think about your breathing. Again, we talk a lot about breathing, but you really want to get focusing on very deep breaths. Again, it helps the stress reduction. So if someone is inflamed and stressed and, you know, mentally not kind of with it on top of their game, really do focus on that breathing and get in the ribs right down. You know, you might spend a little bit of time at the beginning of your back care class just to focus on breathing, just to get people to understand that diaphragmatic breathing and that closing down. So you get the ribs, you get the full exhalation. Very, very key. Standing work with bands, massive fan for your back. Mini ball work as well. Again, when you're using your band, your stabilizing muscles are recruited. And again, you can do so much work there with your multi-plane band work. You know, standing position, bands around your thighs. You can keep the feet together and open the knees, so you're working right into the deep glutes. You can do your side squats. You can do your squats moving forward, hip extension, hip abduction, hip adduction. You know, there's a lot you can do with those looped bands. And again, I've been doing loads of work on my Kickstart page in the morning. So if you want some ideas, just tune into that and you can have a little look. And again, take your bands down onto the floor. So again, you're strengthening the glutes, standing, lying, prone, and supine exercises. Again, really helpful for various back conditions. Okay, I've talked about that. Talked about the back pain. There we go. Guys, have you got any questions? Because these are just kind of general. Rib closure, it is always a challenge. Then they do suddenly get it. Bands are really popular, 100%. 100%. Let me show you. Get this off. How do I do that? Okay. So this is, if you can see the screen now. So this is the advanced fitness Pilates for back care. This is the module. So you can see you've got a back care module that I'll show you. And then actually we've created a whole section. So you get all the exercises for week 1. So this is what you would do. Preparation, key points. We look at sleep, nutrition, stress, your morning routine, hydration. You know, because if someone is, again, you know, are they hydrated? I know it sounds so obvious, but that's going to have a massive impact on their spine. Lots of informational videos there on why we're cutting out gluten, looking at this from a more of a health coaching perspective, food ideas, and then I just talk a little bit about, this is just general nutrition that you can help your clients with. And then on week 1 here, you can see Kelly, and we've come up with a basic warm-up, week 1, all the exercises, and there's actually exercises for every day. So you could see there's a few that you could put together and make the class, you know, or this could be exercises that you could give to your back care clients for their homework. And as you can see on this, we have created, you'll see this is the portal. And then we go into week 2 and 3. Again, you've got the different warm-up ideas. There's me doing the warm-up. You've got the different back care exercises, what to do, very basic. And it just keeps going through. So we've created all of your plans here. And you've got everything right up to back care week 8. And you can see again, we've got a video on everyone. So it's really helpful. And then we look at different back pain, different back problems. So we're talking about sciatica. We're talking about piriformis syndrome, osteoporosis, you know, all the common things that we do see and the do's and don'ts. So this is a really helpful kind of, it's a really helpful module if this is something that you do want to specialize in. And of course you get a full manual. Let me show you the manual. And you can see, or maybe you can't. There is a manual somewhere. Oh, here it is. So here's your manual. So you've got, again, this is all your back care manuals, what to do, what you can't do, risk factors, more spinal, lower back pain, lesson plans, pretty much everything there, how to, on the pain scale, how people can keep a pain diary. Angela says, would you teach the back care class as a specific back problem group? I do either or both. I think there's a huge market, Angela, for a specific back care class, course, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or as a mixed back, yeah, or you can use it within, you know, your class. It's all the information's there really, so you could use it however you wanted to. And you can see we've put all the lesson plans together. So we've got all the exercises that we think you should do, what are going to be helpful and beneficial. So it's pretty comprehensive. But as I said at the beginning, this is now moving towards this Fitness Pilates health coach. So this is one of the modules. And then we bring out the full module. Whichever modules you'll have done, you won't need to do, you know, you won't need to do them anymore. So it's the nutritionist next. What happens after the 6-week program with clients? You could start it again, or hopefully you'll then funnel them into your mainstream Pilates class. You'll know them, you'll know what they can do and what they can't do. So it's interesting. So if you want to grab it, it's on offer tonight, the Fitness Pilates for back care. It was £137, but we're doing it tonight for £79 plus VAT. If you missed last week's offers, I did the Fitness Pilates for orthopedic conditions for £30 discount and Fitness Pilates for pregnancy with a £30 discount. So you need a code for those two. But for the back care one, you can go straight to it tonight. I've already put the link in. And it's on Choreography to Go. and it's on the Fitness Pilates. If you go onto the page there, you go down, you can see Advanced Fitness Pilates for back care. And there it is. And you can just click on. What happens after how long would you run the session for? 45 minutes to an hour would be absolutely fine. Cool. Has that given you some ideas tonight, everyone? I really hope so. Oh yeah, you can get it there from choreography2go.com/fitness Pilates back. So I'm just going to keep this open for the next 24 hours for the people on the recordings to have a look at. And there's all the deals. So I hope that's given you some insightful and useful information. Ready for your September. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Do let me know if you have any questions. Great, thanks. Defo going down the more specific route. I agree, Pamela, 100%. Lots of ideas. Good. I hope you enjoyed it. That's really good. Team, I'd love to thank you for spending time with me today. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Kelly. I love all your stuff. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, so appreciate it. I really, really do. It's lovely to see so many. And obviously the Fitness Pilates Summit is in London in November. We'd love to see you. Just sourcing the venue now. Great to see you there. So yeah, if you want to grab that offer tonight, head over to choreography2go.com and just check out that advanced back care information. The back care. Is there an assessment? Yes, there's assessment. Let me show you. Yeah, I think you do a case study on this one. You just complete an open book exam and then you complete a written case study. You've got 4 months, Pam, 4 months to do it. But you know, once you've gone through it all, you'll be able to do it really quickly. So it still says on the site here, the full certification is 137 plus VAT. So you're getting it's a really good deal. So I'll check it out instead of asking. I don't mind. It's easy to ask. Thanks, Louise. Good to see you. Louise, has the weight stayed off? Are you and your husband still super lean? Sharon, just started the pregnancy course. Good. Okay, brilliant. Oh, thanks. Did you enjoy the back care? Thanks, Sharon. So I imagine when we do put the full health coach together, you'll be ready for that. Oh, good, good. I'm glad, everyone. I don't mind any questions. It's fine. I'm here. Oh, that's good. Good, good, good. Well, thanks, everyone. I really, as I say, really hope it was useful and you've enjoyed it. And I will keep doing these weekly. Much more confident with specific. Yeah, good. That's good, Sharon. That's always good. You do feel confident. It's been a great night. I really enjoy doing these. Oh, it's much nicer than driving for 5 hours to Guildford and doing a workshop. Much nicer to sit here in my office with my slippers on. Very helpful. Thank you. You're welcome, Angela. Very welcome. That's what it's all about. You guys being confident within your abilities. Very much. Any package you're doing. Yes, I can do a pregnancy. Yeah, there is a pregnancy and back care, 250 plus that for both. Thanks for the time. Love it. Just booking my course now. Love learning this stuff. Brilliant. Brilliant, everyone. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. I know you're going to love the back care one because there's so many videos on that. It goes from absolute basics right through. So it really helps you how to plan your lessons and everything. Good work. Okay, everyone, if you do think of anything else, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just send me a message on social media. That's probably the best way you'll get me. Thank you. And I will see you all next week, hopefully. And look forward to bringing you the information on the Fitness Pilates Health Coach. How do I get to, oh, if you go to, you'd have to do it tonight, Petra, though, because I know I'm updating the site. If you want the two, I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link. So you want back care and you want pregnancy. Okay. Send you a link. Cool. I'll send you a link. Great stuff. All right, everyone. Thank you. Good to see you all. So stop the recording. Thanks, everyone. If you have any messages, send me a message over social media, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, Petra. Do it, do it, do it, says Kelly. Awesome. Do it, Kelly. Do it. Night all.